There is a scientifically established, we could say, information regarding differences in cow's milk. And it is related. I mean, cows are cows, yes, and no, in the sense that there are different, it's like among human beings, there are 400,000 species, isn't it?
Yes.
So amongst cows or other species, there are differences as well. So you can look it up actually on the internet. You can Google, A1 category, A2 category. A2 category is milk which is coming from what we call deshi cows. Cows that have a hump and that is pure and wholesome and very beneficial for the body. And A1 category, it should have been the reverse actually. One would think, well, 1 is better than 2 right now. I mean, 1 comes before 2. But A1 category milk is milk that somehow more research needs to be done, but it is established by, we could say, laboratory results, that it is of a different quality, and some also profess that it is dangerous for the health. I've not done the research, and so I cannot elaborate a lot on this right now. It would be something of interest to actually follow up. And in New Zealand, for example, where they have mostly, Jersey milk, Jersey cows, or rather. So those who have, those who are responsible for dairy production, at least this is a report that I heard from people who are really into studying this, have concluded that they will gradually change over, so to speak. Something that you can, some of you who are possibly more inclined to know more, can do a little bit of research on this. That's why it's important to see in this campaign, we really want to have individuals at different places, and some of this ongoing information or work, research can be shared, isn't it, amongst devotees.
This is very important, whatever the research is, I personally want to know.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Well, some doctors and whatnot, if anyone has information about this, kindly, share. A microphone. We have a microphone. Anyways, somebody can try and get a microphone. Meantime,
I just wanted to say that I have been reading very much about this topic.
okay.
But it's so big, so I don't want to say anything more about it.
Okay.
But if somebody here is interested in it, then I can.
But can you, in your readings, what you have read and whatnot, there is a major difference between A1 category and A2 category?
I think it's contradictory research.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure there are opposing
yes.
views.
Yeah, I feel it's a little hard to just say something short.
Okay. So, yeah.
But at least because I'm here in Almvick and many are from Sweden, so
Yeah.
yes.
Let me just ask this, is it possible to report A2 cows, Desi cows to Sweden or to Devanagari or wherever there is some cow protection going on?
So the question is whether it is possible to import, right? A2 category cows, I mean, the wholesale milk and whatnot. It depends on each country. Each country will have different policies. That's one thing. And probably those policies are in connection with, well, how cows can adjust in that climate. In America, North America, for example, it's only in areas like Texas that they have what they call Brahman cows. Brahman cows are a cross between Ongol, Gir, Krishna. You know, there are 3 or 4 different original Deshi cow category, and they cross and they have what they call a Brahman cow. Very nice cow. They have the hump also. As a matter of fact, Balabhadra Prabhu, who was a former minister for cow protection, they both, him and his wife actually went. It was in one of their magazines, and they got young calves too. So a couple of years ago, I was visiting, just last year actually, and now they grow very big actually. So one has to, every country will be somewhat different. I came across something interesting, some of you may have read about it. There is a new website you can all visit. It is called, what is it? Yeah, I think I got it right. The Brahmana Cow Project. Anyone hear about that? Those who are into cows probably have heard a little bit. The Brahmana Cow Project is, there's a young couple, seems like Indian couple, who have a plan to acquire 500 acres of land somewhere in California. Although California in general is known as a somewhat dry, I mean, they have a problem with water, but I guess maybe some section doesn't. And their plan is directly in connection with bringing all the original breeds of India and reproducing them, and in other words, part of the Krishna conscious renaissance, you know. We are endeavoring to reintroduce a new culture, a new lifestyle. And when the more we understand how cows are the foundation of all of that, then naturally this kind of plan, at least theoretically, is very good. Yeah, I mean, it's brilliant. Whether it's going to be physically possible or not to do that, I mean, there's so many things connected.
The Southern California climate is similar to...
Yeah. Climate-wise, it is very much possible, and similar to Texas, for example, which allows for, because generally Deshi cows, they require more warm kind of climate and temperature, and cannot sustain cold weather. Let's, continue along here. Cooking and ghee. I showed some of this, the third one, that was part of our presentation a few days back. But everyone should know how dangerous and how unhealthy using commercial oil. In India they have what they call oil ghani, right? Oil ghani, those who are from India, they know. Oil ghani is that traditional method using ox power to extract your oil from different nuts or grains, whatever it may be. And that's called cold press oil. Cold press oil. The opposite is taking place today, where under high heat we are extracting oil, and that high heat, just like when we overcook, overboil, whatever, all of the ingredients evaporate. I mean, you lose them. Nutrients, correct. So, therefore, commercial oil is not good for the health. Actually, it is not good for the health. And many of our devotees, actually a few years back, as part of our ministry services. One of our devotees, who's now in New Vrindavan, but his background was in terms of yoga and diet, and he was going around different temples giving some presentations, explaining how a lot of our health problems are due to bad eating habits, isn't it? And not eating the proper food, not utilizing ghee, for example, and even nowadays, we all know, it's extremely difficult to get pure ghee. Ultimately, the only solution in order to get pure ghee is that we have our own cows.
Do you mean pure ghee, ahimsa ghee, or what do you mean by pure ghee?
By pure ghee means, ideally it should be ahimsa ghee. I mean, from ahimsa milk, from protected cows. So there are many labels, many kinds of ghee, for example, sold in India that have, the label 100% pure. Actually, some devotees a few years back took the trouble of getting samples of all of these ghees, went to the laboratory and analyzed. And I don't know how many different ghee products were there, but many of them were telling pure. And the end result was that practically all of them were mixed with buffalo ghee and some with animal fat. We don't know what we're offering on the altar. Even when we purchase ghee, but most of us are not even purchasing ghee.
Easy to make ghee out of butter.
Yes, but that butter comes from where?
The butter's not pure.
Well, it's a vicious circle. The butter comes from milk, right? So it depends. Your milk, if your milk is coming from cows that have been injected all kinds of, isn't it? So that milk is contaminated in different ways. Yes.
I hate to say that butter sold in Norway contains fat from sheep. From the
Butter sold in Norway, here we go. Butter sold, you're from Norway? Okay. Contains fat from sheep.
Yeah, from the hair. They wash out D vitamin and they process it and add it to the butter.
Anyways, there's all kinds of things. And that's why again, Srila Prabhupada's request to all of us and the standard, Vedic standard, is that produce what you need. Don't depend and rely on unreliable sources. So many reasons are there actually for coming back to the actual, you can say, Vedic norm. Okay, we'll have to go quickly here because I want to get to our video. Yeah, next. Adopt a cow, that's quite straightforward. I think it's ongoing already, but that's one of the programs that we are, encouraging devotees to do. We can go quickly to the next, adopt a village. That's something that even in India, the new government, for example, Narendra Modi has encouraged, or told actually, all of his ministers to adopt at least so many, 5 villages or something. Villages and cows are intimately, connected. And as Prabhupada, quoted some years back, he really wanted us to become active in terms of village organization. Village organization, villages are the backbone of the culture in India. And that's why Gandhi was very strong in wanting to not have India become industrialized, etc. Even Albert Einstein is quoted as having told India, don't import the tractor, don't start using the tractor, don't become industrialized, the whole thing will become a mess. And that's what happened. Next. Yeah, we should be thinking of things like this, to work towards having the United Nations and governments adopt Mother Surabhi as our universal mother, to help introduce legislation to stop cruelty to animals, especially to cows, and to encourage devotees and congregational members to take up important posts in the government administration in as many countries as possible. I mean, Srila Prabhupada, again, in the context of Varnasrama actually, in many ways, means leadership. You know, who is going to be organizing, setting up Varnasrama? Why, it's not, you know, our temple presidents. It's going to be, ideally, devotees, grihastha devotees, who will know about the science of politics, who will know about the laws, natural laws and systems of governance, especially local governance, and who will be able to introduce various legislation, etc., like that. So we can begin, especially in countries where it's a little bit more favorable, to have some of our devotees involved so that they can understand what is, you know, that is also part of important preaching. Next, to educate organizations and governments about the merits. Okay, that's the same point. Next, 5, to demonstrate the benefits of an agrarian lifestyle, the superiority of a cow-driven economy, agrarian revival through traditional technologies for a sustainable economic growth. Yes. Promote yoga, vegetarianism, etc., like that. So I think we've covered some of these. Okay. Next. What is it? Gochar Bhumi, huh? That's India actually from its, since it was, since its independence, had within the constitution, I think it's still there, where, this is culture, right? From the moment of independence, actually, it was there that a certain amount of land is reserved for cows. And now, of course, that policy has not been followed, and therefore there's less and less land available for grazing. You know, so each country, when there is proper leadership, will, that's how one who is in government is meant to be thinking. Where we have to give proper care for the cows, sufficient space so that we can feed, etc., etc. Yeah. Fundraising, I think we don't need, that's important, but we don't need to go into that. Just go quickly. Yeah, we can, different kinds of scholarship. The campaign is wanting to promote and encourage devotees, wanting to help support different projects, because wanting to support families. For example, sometimes, I've heard it here as well, there are some of our families, young families, who would like to be involved, who would like to make that shift. How to do it, isn't it? We're already working in many professions. Our education has been in a particular direction. And now, as we understand the importance of how to go about doing it, there are dangers in doing it prematurely and not really, not sufficiently being prepared. There are many factors involved. So part of the, down the line, ISKCON as a society, at least that's my understanding, will need to support, at least help in terms of transition, because it's a major transition, to go from where we are now, largely, city folks, and caught up in non-traditional occupations, and then, looking at something which many of us have not had exposure or experience. But there are people, I've met personally, young couples who have, and not so young couples also, who have made this kind of shift, and who, in their, we could say, assessment, and their realizations, explain how it was not as difficult as they originally thought, and that even though they didn't have all that kind of experience, it's like, we have learned to live the way we're living now. We can learn to live the more natural way. We've learned to live the artificial way. We should be able to live a more natural way. Yes.
Just say, it'd be wonderful to hear those voices of those devotees.
Yes. Some of it, it's ongoing. We have a recorded interview on, it's ongoing. There's so many things, but there are people that believe me.
Maharaj, do we know if someone taking over Kurma Rupa Prabhu's project in India, protecting the cows that he had in Vrindavan?
I don't know the specifics of that, but I'm sure there are a number of devotees who are very much involved. And
So it's continuing.
well, I'm hoping and praying that it will. I'm quite sure that it will, but I don't really have any details. So I think we can close on this right now because I want to show you this video, which is, let's see, it's in the video section, and it's called, what's it called? Master Deshi. Just look on the videos. You can bring it up on the screen possibly. Yeah, just close PowerPoints. Just close PowerPoints or open videos. Okay, Mother Deshi is the fourth one. Now, before we start this, this is only 14 minutes. We'll have a little bit of time after. Before you all disappear on me, some have already disappeared. I did pass out that questionnaire yesterday. Kindly try to return that. Yes.
Who made this logo?
This logo was made by some of our talented devotees in India, and we have a small booklet that explains about the logo.
All right.
Yeah, I have a copy here, but only one copy, and I'm afraid to pass it out. But you can have a look at it after. Believe me, it took many months actually to come out with this logo, and it's two devotees, especially who worked very hard on it. So, yeah, okay. The sound is there.
Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Vadakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnava Vanscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Raghunathanitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadhutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Sadanam Lalita Sri Vishakha
community we have in South India near Udupi called Sayadri Sri Krishna Chitra. These are Deshi cows from that South Karnataka.
present human society is so ungrateful and rascal that they are killing cows. So Krishna comes to punish them, these rascals. When the cows, they are too much troubled by this rascal demand, and Krishna comes, Yada yada hi dharmasya glani bhavati vara, or bhuttana dharmasya, these are all dharmas.